Hi everybody, this is Jana from the blog Lucy and Matilda, and today we are going to make sloppy joes. So first of all, we're going to start by browning. I have 2.5 pounds of meat here, and the recipe calls for 2, but I'm going to stretch it out a little bit by adding 2.5. And 1 onion, 1 large onion, 2 cups of chopped celery, some tomato soup. This is our Canadian brand Elmer. Some ketchup, some garlic powder, and some sugar and salt. Now let's get started. First, I'm going to brown the hamburger. It is mostly thawed, so it may take just a few more minutes than I expected. Let's go over to the stove. Okay, we're gonna brown the hamburger about halfway before I add the celery and the onions. So yeah, it's frozen in the middle, but you know what? You can always cook hamburger, even if it's solid frozen when you throw it in the pot. You just put it on a bit lower and wait. Anyway, while this is frying and sauteing and thawing, we'll go back to the counter and I will chop my vegetables. Okay, we'll start with the onion, and we'll chop it real fine. I made buns, you can see buns here, whole wheat buns, to serve the sloppy joes on. And this is what we're having for supper, so you're coming along today while I make supper. I grew up eating this recipe for sloppy joes, and it's my favorite. Okay, so we'll just chop this up and set it aside. Wow, this is a strong one. My cupboard is a little bit slippery underneath, so that's why the cutting board is sliding around a little bit. Oof, my eyes. My mom always made this recipe when we were kids, and we always looked forward to eating it. So I'm happy to share it with you because probably your kids will love this too. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a bowl and put the onions in the bowl. Or a plate here. Throw the onions on the plate and then chop up the celery. So the recipe calls for 2 cups of celery, chopped celery, but I think I'm gonna use 6 stalks, 6 nice looking stalks, and that should be about 2 cups, just so I don't have to measure. With this recipe, it's very forgiving. The onion is still bothering my eyes. It's very, well, not forgiving, forgiving and versatile. So basically, you can add a little more hamburger, or a little bit more onion, or a little bit more celery, and it's fine. It turns out the same. So if you have some celery or hamburger that's already frozen in a container that's even 3 pounds, you go ahead and use it. Okay, I am going to check on my meat. That doesn't look that great. Look, these celery's been in the fridge for a while, so that's about 2 cups. And I'll turn around here and check on the meat. Okay, so I added the celery and the onions, and they're mostly cooked. There's quite a bit of juice left in my hamburger, but it doesn't seem to be very fatty. I think it's just mainly juice, so I'm gonna leave it in, but you can drain your hamburger if you want to. I'm gonna add 2 cans of tomato soup. One and 2. This is basically the base for the sauce, and a cup of ketchup, okay, here's the cup of ketchup, and 4 teaspoons of sugar, 3 and 4, half a teaspoon of garlic powder. So I've got a 1 teaspoon measure here. I'll just put in half a teaspoon, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Let's see, you can hear my dog. 1, 2. Now I'll just, ouch, that's hot. Stir this all together. You can add some pepper too if you prefer. I'll stir it all together, and then we just let it simmer for probably 20 minutes on the stove. And then it's ready to eat, and I'll show you how we eat it. And this, if you don't already know how to eat a sloppy joe, this is how my family eats it. Okay, the sauce is done. The sloppy joe mix is done, and it looks delicious. Now, how we eat sloppy joes is basically you just cut your bun in half and lay it on your plate, and put the sloppy joe meat on top of each piece. And we're gonna serve it with some corn. Now, this is how I cook corn sometimes, in milk and butter, and it's really good. So we'll have some corn with that, and some pickles. Often, like for birthdays or something, I'll serve sloppy joes with chips, like potato chips, and a salad or whatever, but tonight this is how we're eating it. And this will probably be my husband's plate because it's pretty big. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this recipe. It's very simple, but it's definitely worth making. And if you want to see more videos like this, just hit the subscribe button. And if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up for me. Okay, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.